Welcome back, college baseball fans. I've got a player I'm very excited to interview. A transfer into the Clemson Tigers program, outfielder and first baseman, Ty Dalley. Ty, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
And I did get your last name right. I forgot to ask you pre-show.
Yeah, it's Dalley.
It is Dalley. Okay.
Yeah.
For a second, I wanted to go Daly or yeah. So it seems like it's simple, and then right when I'm doing the intro, I'm like, ooh. So you're transferring over from Mercer. You've had an incredible career at Mercer. I mean, 178 games played, 174 starts, lots of extra base hits. What's it like kind of making this transition? There were 3 years at Mercer. You're going to do your fourth year of eligibility here at Clemson. What's that transition kind of been like?
It's been awesome. I think obviously Mercer was a good experience for me. I got to play a lot and play in a lot of big games there. But the transition here to Clemson has been awesome. The coaching staff here is great. My teammates are awesome. So I'm really excited to get this thing rolling.
And you are a Georgia boy, so you were kind of staying home, close to home at Mercer. Obviously, Clemson's not too far, but you found success right away as a freshman. That's not easy to do, even at a school like Mercer. What was the key to kind of finding that success so quickly as a freshman, and then building on that as a sophomore and junior?
I would say honestly, just getting thrown in the fire as a freshman and getting the opportunities early to kind of go in and compete for a role and kind of earn my spot and. Just being able to compete at such a young age at such a high level of college baseball at the Division I level. So I would say just kind of getting thrown in the fire and being ready to compete when my time was called. And that really kind of helped me transition from high school to college and just kind of get better as my career went on.
Absolutely. And even though you're new to the ACC per se, you're not really new to the ACC. You played Georgia Tech and Florida State every year. Last year, you got to play at Virginia Tech, which I wanted to ask you about because former teammate Jackson Cherry, who is one of our favorites from this on the show. What was that like getting to play him in May and seeing him out there?
Oh, it was awesome. He was a really big role model for me when I came in at Mercer. He had been there a couple of years, so I mean, anytime I wanted to hit, he was always there to hit with me and kind of talk me through some things and some just talk hitting anytime I want. I still call him to this day, and we just talk about hitting and hitting homers and everything else. So that's kind of what we did, but. Yeah, no, it was awesome to go up there and catch up with him. We actually went to eat one of the nights we were up there. We went and caught dinner after one of the games, but it was great. It was an awesome experience playing up there and getting to kind of revisit with him. So it was great.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten in on him earlier because I didn't really get onto the first weekend of ACC play. I got to talk to him because he hit his first home run. And the moment I talked to him, I was like, this guy
he's awesome.
He is awesome. And he's a character, and he seemed, even though I know he's not necessarily like, he epitomized Virginia Tech in a way, just his personality. And I was like, man, it's a shame they're only getting you for a year because you seem just the perfect fit for this program.
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved every second of it.
All right. So before we get into some of the Clemson stuff, I wanted to talk to you about the summer. Obviously, one of the nice things for me is I get to see some of these transfers, such as yourself, before you guys arrive on campus in the Cape. And obviously you had a really good, albeit short, stint in the Cape. It wasn't your first time there. You played 4 games, very short stint in 2024, but you were awesome this summer. I mean, you only played 13 games. You had 5 extra base hits in a league that is the premier summer league. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was awesome. It was one of the best summers of my life. All credit to the people up at Wareham and that staff and the people behind the scenes that make that organization go. I mean, they're awesome. I mean, you can't ask to play for a better coach and better people up there. So they made my experience so easy and so much fun. I mean, I went up there and got to play in a lot of games and just compete and have fun. And just, that's really what the Cape's about. I think my first summer going up there was kind of, it was a whirlwind for sure. But I mean, this past summer, it was an easy transition. We got to play. I got to meet some really awesome people, but it was a great experience. It's the best league in the country for sure. The competition you get to go out and play against every night in front of all those fans that come up. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I can't wait to get up there at some point. I haven't had the chance yet to get up there awesome. for it. And just a week of baseball and being out there on the Cape, but new friends. Obviously, you know that one of the cool things I love talking about with people on the Cape is and this is summer ball across the country, but the Cape in particular, because it is the cream of the crop. You make some new friends. I can't remember if you had any Clemson teammates or not on your team.
No, I didn't have any Clemson teammates. Yeah. My roommate, I played against a bunch of them though. Like two of my roommates now were up there on Brewster, and we kind of exchanged some words while I was up there. But yeah, I mean, you meet so many people up there, and it's weird all the connections you can make through college baseball when you get around to people that know certain people that you know. It's crazy the connections you make. But even from my first summer in 24 up there and this past one, I mean, I still keep in contact with those guys literally like every day. I talk to them, text them, check in with them, make sure everything's going good. It's just like that's part of the Cape experience. You get all these players from across the country at one location to play baseball. It's like it's our dream. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Absolutely. Did you had you committed right before you got up on the Cape?
Yeah,
I remember you were pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, when I flew up there, I flew to Boston, and I'm on the train to go into Wareham, and everything's going good, and then I get a FaceTime, I FaceTimed EB, Coach Bakich here, and committed actually like literally right when I stepped off the train. I was like, awesome. Let's do it. Yeah, so it was a kind of a not a relief, but it was just like that's off my shoulders. I knew I wanted to come to Clemson, so got that done, and then the summer started to roll. Then it started there.
Yeah, I'm always curious for the guys that are in the middle of it while they're playing up in the Cape. It's always like it seems like there's a lot going on.
Seems like it's just a lot going on, and I wanted my focus in the Cape just to be to have fun and play ball relaxed, and so I kind of got that done early so I could just go up there and play some ball, have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you, before we get into what made Clemson the right fit, I want to ask you to kind of describe what kind of player you are. What kind of Clemson's had, certain guys. You obviously have Cam Canarella last year, who's, that kind of superstar guy. You had Dom Listy, who's kind of a grinder, in that outfield. What kind of player are you, and what do you bring into the table for Clemson in 2026?
I would say experience and just elite competitor. I mean, I like to compete with the best of them. I think what made me a good fit for this program here is kind of everybody here's got a chip on their shoulder. So it's a program full of guys that think that we haven't made the biggest jump, and we're still trying to chase that next step to get into Omaha for the first time in I think 15 years or so. And that fit my perfect mold because that's exactly what I want to do. I want to compete with a bunch of gritty guys that don't back down and just play the game the right way. And obviously Coach Bakich is here, and his energy is unmatched. So I play with a lot of energy, sometimes too much. So I would say that kind of we fit really well in that comparison. So yeah, obviously I'm kind of known for my pop and my power, and it's a good ballpark to hit here. So I'm excited about that too, for sure.
Yeah, I went and double checked. I'm surprised Mercer didn't play at Clemson because I don't feel like that's that far of a
it seems like it's really not that far at all. I was wondering the same thing, but
yeah, because it seems like a prime midweek option there. Obviously, yeah. So, sure. So you haven't gotten to experience playing at home in that ballpark yet, which I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that at some point.
Yeah, we just had inter squads this past weekend, so it was my first time getting a taste of it. So it was awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's great. You talked about Bakich. He's a character.
He is.
What's it been like? I mean, obviously he's involved in recruiting you and bringing you there. What's that been like? Just interacting with him and getting to somebody of that caliber. Not to take away from any other coach in the country, but he is a very unique kind of character as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, his energy is unmatched, and kind of the way he runs things here. It's a tight ship, but it's all in. Like he gets his guys to buy in, and that's something I really loved with him in the recruiting process. Is his energy was the same the entire time, and it hasn't changed since I've been here. I mean, he's a rah guy, but when it's time to get in line, we get in line, and that's kind of it's an awesome mix because he lets you have fun and play the game, but at the same time, you play the game the right way 100% of the time, and that's something that I can't wait to be a part of.
Yeah, did you see the any of the highlights from last year's Savannah Bananas fall exhibition?
Everybody's been talking about that coming up, so I'm excited about that too. That'll be pretty good. One of the center fielder they got is from my hometown, so there's that connection there. So I think that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I just remember Bakich taking his shirt off and being, we were like, "Whoa,
oh yeah,
okay."
No, he's jacked. Yeah, he's jacked for sure. in our conditioning and stuff, he'll get out there and do it with us, shirt off, rep it out. I mean, he don't shut down from nothing, no doubt.
Gotta love that. Makes it easy guy to play for in that regard, right? Yeah, if he's able to do that. Obviously, Clemson has had some disappointing finishes towards the end of their seasons. I imagine vibes are still pretty high going into fall practice because, Bakich is reloaded with you guys. Are the vibes strong? How are the vibes going into fall practice?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think everybody here has a bad taste in their mouth from the way things ended in the previous year, and I think everybody's kind of got a chip on their shoulder. And one of the main things here is we don't want to talk about Omaha. We want to be about it. So we don't want to talk about, oh, let's get to Omaha. Let's get to Omaha. It's just go out there, compete, play your tail off, and get to Omaha. That's the goal, and that's kind of the MO here. Is everybody's just competing, and when it's time to join together and compete against another squad, that's what we're going to be able to do to the best of our ability.
Awesome. Yeah, you're one of many new faces, both freshmen and transfers. Has anybody stood out and impressed you? Obviously, you guys had some inter squads last week. I'm sure you're impressed by a number of players, but is there anybody who's really stood out so far?
Yeah, there's some big time players here for sure. Let's see, what was it? The first game in the inter squad, I think Colin Priest, he's a returner. He hit a ball about 450 over the ambush out here. So that ball was clobbered. That was fun to watch. We got some really good arms. Justin Lagernick was left on left with me, so that was a good matchup to see for sure. But yeah, we got a squad full of good talent and good players, and I can't wait to see everybody gel and kind of watch this thing unfold. I think we're going to have a really, really good team.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Colin Priest, just the power, pure power. I know he had a disappointing summer on the Cape, but he's going to hit bombs, and he did last year. So. Yeah,
he's got one of the most impressive DP I've ever seen. He's over the batter's eye like no other. Sprays balls all over the place.
Yeah, I was there in the fall for Scouts Day last year, and everything he had was over 105 miles an hour.
Oh yeah,
I was just
that's a cool thing to see. That's different for me. Like in BP, we get to see the track man on the big screen, and there's a ton of guys. We got Lou Gaffney hitting balls 115, Gerald, Colin Priest. You look up and you see 115, 114, 113 pretty often. So that's pretty cool and pretty fun to be a part of for sure.
Oh yeah, Luke Gaffney's another name that I think people have forgotten about after last year. He had a little bit of a down year, but he's somebody who can hit.
He was awesome this weekend for sure.
Yeah,
I think he got out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And obviously, like you mentioned, Jacob Gerald back. I thought he was going to get drafted. Who on the team do you think has the best chance to have a breakout season in the spring? I know it's a little bit harder for you because you're fairly new, but I'm sure you've seen glimpses of some guys.
I would say, with me being new here and kind of just getting a feel for everything, I think kind of everybody's got a chance to make an impact. I think literally everybody has a bad taste in their mouth, whether it was a personal season or how the season ended. So I think everybody as a team is kind of just trying to force that one goal to let's come together and make this thing work. Let's if we don't hit, pitchers pick us up. If pitchers don't pitch, hitters pick us up. And when both are going at the same time, I think we're going to be a really hard team to beat. And that's just kind of, I think everybody here's got a chip on their shoulder, and that's kind of fun to watch, see how everybody works. This team's full of workers. There's people here 4 hours before practice starts. There's people that hang out after everybody leaves to work, and that's just kind of Coach Bakich has built that work ethic here, and everybody's kind of bought into it. So it's awesome.
Love that. Is there anything in particular that you yourself is working on? Obviously, you're working on everything, but is there anything in particular that you're trying to improve specifically, a specific facet of your game?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm kind of known for my pop. I've consistently hit for some pop in the past 3 years I've been in college. So I would love to kind of shrink the zone down a little bit and just kind of increase my walks, cut down on my strikeouts a little bit, and kind of be able to be a complete hitter this year in the ACC. And I think if I can do that, the good things will happen. And that's kind of one of my main goals, is just to kind of shrink the zone, increase my walks, and decrease the punch outs. And obviously becoming a better defender in the outfield. This will be my third year playing it as a full, because I just started my sophomore year playing in the outfield. But it's been a great adjustment here, so it'll be good.
Absolutely. What excites you the most overall about Clemson baseball heading into this fall?
I mean, it's just such a premier place and a premier program. I mean, this town. I mean, Clemson loves Clemson, and so just to be able to come out here and work with these guys and my teammates, and our coaching staff's great. They're so hands on. They help with everything. If you want to hit, they'll hit. If you want to take ground balls, they'll hit you as many ground balls as you want. It's just it's cool to see everybody working for a common goal and all pulling for each other at the same time. So and this town is awesome. I mean, everybody, all the people in Clemson know who you are already. So it's kind of great to see that, and I'm ready to get some fans in the bleachers and make this thing go.
Has that been a bit strange, kind of adjusting to that kind of recognition?
Yeah, it's been cool. I love it. I eat it up. I mean, I can't wait to play in front of 6,000 packed here at DKS and hitting a home run and hearing the fans go crazy. I mean, I can't wait. That's one of the reasons I committed here is because this fan base they love you. So
absolutely. Obviously, football hasn't been doing the best, but have you guys gotten a chance to go and see a football game at that stadium?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, I've been to a couple of them. The LSU game was slammed, but it was an awesome environment. That was the difference too, for sure. Coming and watching, 80,000 people in Death Valley. It was an awesome experience, no doubt.
Yeah, it's interesting when I talk to guys because the football games always seem to be a great place to bond with new teammates and stuff.
Yeah, we had 40 deep in the student section.
Yeah,
hour and a half before the game. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a good time for sure.
All right, we're gonna get into some fun stuff. This will be a little bit harder for you being a new guy, but we've got some superlatives early on. Who's the team class clown?
Team class clown. Got to go Owen Anchors. He's a sophomore, but I mean, he's probably the goofiest player on the team for sure. Jaron Purify's a clown too. He's funny. JP's funny. So yeah, I would say them two kind of lead that way.
Love that. Who's a glue guy? Who's the early guy that's keeping everything together in a way? I'm sure there's a bunch of them, but
yeah. Joe Allen, one of our senior pitchers, and Jacob Gerald, our starting catcher last year. He's one of my roommates, but him and Joe they lead the charge. JP's in there too, but yeah, I would say that's kind of our glue and our captains per se for sure. They kind of keep everything in line, and they'll get on somebody when they need to get on to. But I would say yeah, that's kind of the glue right now for me to say.
Absolutely. All right. How about nerd? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's 2025. Nerds are cool now. Yeah. So
nerd, like a baseball nerd.
It could be anything. You can explain whatever you want in terms of nerd. If a lot of the other players I've asked ended up going academic nerd, but you could go baseball nerd, whatever.
I'm trying to think. I know Luke Gaffney's really smart. I would say he's in there. He's smart. Like I would say he's a baseball and academic nerd for sure. Academic. I'm trying to think who's the smartest guy on our team. I'm just going to go Gaffney. I'll say Gaffney for sure.
And what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in business management. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a nerd at all.
Hey, best dressed.
Best dressed. Ooh. Oh, let me think.
Yeah. These I've added nerd and best dressed from last year's, and these seem to be really good additions.
Yeah. Best dress. I haven't seen anybody really like pop out yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think in like a crazy outfit. Jay Dillard's always going to go classic boots and jeans. Look, he's gonna go like the countryside of it. He's gonna be dressed nice like that. Best dress. I'm trying to think. I'm seeing anybody dressed up. Deion Brown's got some swag.
Love that.
Deion Brown's got some swag. I would say, yeah, let's go Deion. I'll go Deion and Jay Dillard for sure.
I love that Jay Dillard mentioned because all I can think about is him going up to bat last year in the Savannah Bananas game.
Riding on the horse. Yeah.
So pretty iconic. All right. Yeah. So what's have you figured out a local food staple?
Local food staple. Trying to think. The walk-ons down the street, kind of down here downtown, they always got good wings. We went there and watched some football Saturday and ate some wings. That was a good spot. Trying to think. I haven't really gotten to try a lot, like consistently to where I know just yet. But I know some of the guys like the Loose Change, the little dive place downtown. I think a lot of guys eat there. That's pretty good. East Coast Wings is good too. I'm a wings guy, so I like those two for sure.
Have you gotten to go to that barbecue place? I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's
Oh, I know. My roommates were talking about that the other day. Oh, another spot, good Mexican spot is Fiesta Grill. It's fire. It's
yeah.
probably 10 minutes out of Clemson, 10 to 12 minutes out of Clemson, but it's go to. Me and the fellas have been there probably 3 or 4 times, but it's a good
Good.
spot.
These recommendations are important because I'm traveling a bunch, so I got to make
Oh
sure
yeah,
I'm,
oh yeah.
ask the
El
experts
Paso,
here.
El Paso's a new one that's like right here on campus, probably 2 minutes from the field. That's a good one too. But yeah, I would say
Love
those are
that.
good lists.
All right. Toughest pitcher you faced last year, and it could be any pitcher.
Oh, toughest pitcher I faced last year. Can I count the Cape?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, it's a right-handed pitcher, bigger guy. I don't remember his name. He's going to LSU, or he was at LSU, but he was hurt, and he was hurt during the season. And I think the Cape was like his rehab, like getting back into it. But he was a big right-handed pitcher. I mean, he was 97 to 100 with some good off speed to go with it. I don't know his name. I know he's transferred from somewhere up north to LSU a
Yeah.
couple of years back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to remember
just
his
don't know his
name
name.
because
But he was a good arm. And then he was with Orleans. He was at maybe was he at Santa Barbara? He was somewhere on the West Coast, left-handed pitcher. He was like relief pitcher of the year last year. And he was nasty, left on left. He was running that thing up about 97 with a banging slider. So he was pretty good for sure.
yeah, LSU in particular always has those. Like that's sometimes I think the difference in the SEC is they seem to have an infinite number of guys that throw high
Oh yeah.
90s.
Yeah,
It's
he wasn't even.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he wasn't even there. I think like I said, he was hurt, and like the Cape was like his
Yeah,
rehab stint. But yeah, he was pretty good for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. What's your game day routine, and do you have any fun superstitions or just superstitions in general?
I'm not very superstitious. I try not to get into it too much. I like to have a coffee like before the games. Like on my way to the field, I usually have like an iced coffee, and that's kind of my only like superstition, I would say. But game day routine, I like to get here as early as I can, kind of roll out, stretch. I'm good with lifting before the game. If that's kind of on our schedule to do, I'll do that, and then just kind of I'll go straight into like my T work, my T drills, flips, and kind of get rolling with that. I don't know if you can hear that. They're going crazy about a pool game downstairs.
No
But
worries.
yeah, I would say just getting a T routine, soft toss, BP, and then I do all that stuff, early work, and then kind of make my way to the field, and that's when we get the day started. So
Love that.
we usually have here like team breakfasts or team lunch. We'll get here early and everybody's bonding, eat breakfast before we start. So that's an awesome thing too.
Are you a looser guy or are you more like focused game day?
Nah, I'm pretty loose. Like
Yeah,
when it's time to lock in, obviously, like when I'm about to step in between the lines, yeah, it's time to go. But like I'm not going to be like super tensed up and
right.
nervous and tight. Like the more fans, the better. The more people here, the better. Like I feed off that, and that's what another reason Clemson stood out was like you got, I mean, 7,000 people here on a weekend like that. I eat that up. Like I can't wait to play in front of that. Gives
Are
me
you gonna
chills.
do you also feed off like negative sometimes? Because I think Clemson's gonna get a lot of boos on the road as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's another reason. Like that's like with a self-created chip that Clemson
Yeah,
has. It's like people think that we haven't kind of made the jump to where we need to be, and that's a lot of negativity is going to fuel a lot of people and players here. So it's awesome to be a part of.
and one of the cool things with Clemson is you have that early season series against South Carolina, so you get to experience
Yeah.
a playoff atmosphere at the end of February, early March. That's going to be exciting. I'm sure you're looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, everybody's talked about that, the Palmetto series. So I mean,
Yeah,
there's 7,000 here every game, and that's early. That's like week 3. So I mean,
yeah,
it's like it really gets the ball rolling, and kind of everybody around the state's pumped up about that. So yeah, I can't wait to play in that, no doubt.
yeah. And nationally, it's one of the. I mean, there's not a ton of series that are normally like that big and that top 25
No, I
matchup
mean it's
early
probably
in
it's
non-conference.
one. Yeah, it's one of, if not the best rivalry matchup in the entire country as far as
Abs-
series goes. I mean, you got probably over 15,000 people here on a weekend total. I mean, it's just you can't beat it.
Absolutely. Have you thought about walk-up music yet? What are your options?
Ooh, I got some good ones. Trying to think. I did Nokia by Drake last year. It was good towards the end. It got the crowd into it. I'm gonna try to go the crowd route this year and get the crowd into it. So I might go
Love
like
that.
I don't know. I did 20 minutes by Lil Uzi before, and I've done a couple other ones, but I'm gonna try to get the crowd into it, and I think that'll be the deciding factor.
Love that. I love those ones where they get the. I mean, one of my favorite ones last year. I don't know if you saw North Carolina. Kame Kepley had did the Lion King, and people were starting to bring like the stuffed animals. They lifted up at the. I was like, that's. It was really
fun.
Yeah,
anything to get the crowd into it. It's gonna be. That's gonna be get everybody on their feet, clapping. That'll be the move for sure.
Absolutely. Favorite MLB players to emulate or watch.
Favorite players to emulate or watch.
Are you a Braves fan?
Yeah. I mean, growing up in Georgia. Yeah,
kind of have to. Yeah.
Kind of have to be. I love Matt Olson's swing. I like watching him. Harper. My favorite player of all time is Josh Hamilton. I know that's probably a crazy pull, but his swing and watching him kind of break down hitting it's unmatched. So I really like how loose and how handsy his swing is. He's got some rhythm. So I really like to watch him hit. So
I would say love that pull.
Yeah,
love that pull.
He's awesome.
Yeah, and Bryce, it's funny when you mentioned feeding off the energy of the crowd. Bryce Harper does that both positive. Like he's even worse when he's getting booed. And I was actually
at the game. You can probably guarantee a homer for sure.
Yeah, well, I was actually at the game where he returned to DC for the first time, and they were booing him, and he got upset because I don't think he realized how hurt DC was, and then he just went. Once he locked in after them booing, he went off. I think he had a double and a home run. And it was insane. And he always does that. He locks in when he gets booed. So
he's awesome. He's unmatched. I can't wait to watch him play in October. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. Sure. All right. Favorite ballpark besides your own?
Favorite ballpark besides my own? DKS is 1-1 for sure, right here in Clemson. But favorite ballpark, trying to think. Georgia Tech at night's pretty cool. It's a good atmosphere with the skyline.
As a power hitter, I'm sure you also kind of liked Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech was fun to hit in. Trying to think. Obviously, our freshman year we went to Texas. They got a nice stadium over there. They filled that up, and it was slammed. So that was a cool atmosphere. But yeah, I would say those two probably some of the nicer ones for sure.
Obviously, you're going to get to experience a lot more this year. Are there any ACC ballparks in particular you're looking forward to?
Not really. I hadn't really thought that much into it. It's kind of whichever one will pack it out the most. So besides DKS, if you can fill it up when we come play, that'll be a good atmosphere. I've heard Wake Forest is a good park to hit in.
Oh so you'll have fun there.
That's a good park. I'm trying to think where we go. We go to the West Coast. I think we were on the West Coast one time, one of those parks out there. So I'm excited to go out there and play. I haven't played on the West Coast yet, so I'm excited about that.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. No, it's funny you mentioned Wake Forest. I can't believe Nick Kurtz didn't hit more home runs after, like in that smaller. I mean, he hit a ton for Wake Forest, but
hit a ton. Yeah, no doubt. He picked up right where he left off in the big leagues. It's been fun to watch him.
Absolutely. That's gonna kind of wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you have anything else you want to add before we say goodbye to the audience?
Go Tigers. That's about it. I think everybody's here is excited to get this thing rolling, and I am as well. I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be a Tiger, and I can't wait for this season to get rolling for sure.
Yeah, I'm sitting here, I'm like getting amped up talking to you, ready for February, and I got to wait. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back with another player interview in our next episode, but until then, go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Let's do it.